Yeah.
To be able to do it.
10 seconds.
How long do we have to stay in each phase?
3 weeks.
Okay.
At least 3 weeks.
So,
Yeah. Okay. We'll rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation,
under God.
God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ashley, you want to take the roll call?
Mike Hobson,
Here.
Michelle Blythe, Jan Schweddy,
Here.
Marilyn Early,
Here.
Jessica Stipples,
Here.
Deborah Nelson,
Here.
Dawn Fanny,
Here.
Madam Mayor, I move to approve the agenda as presented.
Second.
Question?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So we had no members of the public that wish to speak this evening.
Okay, well, let's go right into consent agenda. Madam Mayor, I move to approve the consent agenda consisting of the minutes of the May 19th and May 26th, 2020 council meetings, as well as the accounts payable, EFT payments, and claims checks number 99739 through 99818, dated May 19th, 2020 through June 1st, 2020 for $819,178.76, as well as bid award for the 2020 airport project, the bid award for the 204th and 77th roundabout, and construction management contract with KBA for the 67th rail trail.
Second. Question.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, so we'll move into our new business. And first up is the Coronavirus Relief Grant Fund for Local Governments. Paul Ellis.
Correct. Good evening. This is a grant opportunity for COVID relief funding through the Social Security Act. This money was awarded to cities based on population. Our award amount is in the amount of $592,200. These funds are to offset costs and expenses related to the COVID pandemic. It does not cover lost revenue. However, it does cover eligible expenses and some economic relief. On the very last page of that section of your packet is a proposed budget for the funding. This budget will leave a little bit of money in kind of a reserve fund. Not all funds are accounted for. We're proposing that we probably come back to council and true that up before the end of the grant cycle, meaning that we could probably refund or do a second round of funding for some of the relief efforts that we have in the budget. Any questions?
I do. I would just like to say that I'm not really comfortable at this time earmarking the $28,000 for WSU downtown recovery. I'd like a little bit more research done into that, maybe some other options. I'd like to make sure we get a good product. And I read through the scope of work that you sent us, Paul, the proposal, and it just felt like there needed to be a little bit more of solid product given to us. But I'm not saying I don't want that to go towards economic revitalization. I just would like some more time for us to look at it a little bit more. So keep it there, but just not earmarked right now for WSU.
Okay, and would you send us some ideas of what it is you're looking for in a product?
Sure.
That would be helpful. Okay.
Well, I also have something to say about these, actually this first two, and I strongly support the motion to accept these CARES grants from the federal government I'm especially gratified that the funds are allocated for our small businesses and the Arlington Community Resource Center. This kind of support for these two hard-hit sectors very much aligned with my own thinking and even my efforts to address the COVID-19 emergency orders here in Arlington. There's more to be done. Small businesses need to open soon and people need to get back to work, but I think accepting this grant is certainly a positive step forward.
Mike? Anybody else? I might just add, I probably announced this before you got here, Mike, but Snohomish County did file for their phase 2 variance today, this afternoon. So we're hoping that our small businesses can bring people back and move forward Wednesday or Thursday of this week. Fingers crossed.
Well, very glad to hear that.
Don?
Hey, Paul, I think you mentioned that if this passed tonight, the applications and stuff would be online available tomorrow, correct?
For the rental relief.
Oh, for the rental relief.
Yeah, which
Okay,
is
sorry.
our next agenda item. But
Sorry.
if this passes tonight, I'll send the documents to the initial documents to Commerce tomorrow. They'll prepare a contract to get it back to us, and we'll, after legal review, we'll sign, and that will execute the grant, and we can start applying our reimbursements.
It's all ready to go, and Sarah has it ready to be activated at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, should council pass it this evening.
Okay.
So before I make the motion, do I need to edit anything with Deborah's request?
Deborah, would it be okay if we just took the WSU out of it and earmarked the money for a downtown recovery plan?
Yes, that would be fine. If that's fine with everybody else.
Yes,
Take WSU out of it and just say downtown recovery plan.
Yes,
Budget, is that all right with everybody?
yeah,
Yes.
Okay, that's what it'll be.
thank you.
Perfect. Then I move to approve the acceptance of the Coronavirus Relief Fund for local governments in the amount of $592,200 and approve the expenditure of funds in the proposed budget and authorize the mayor to sign the grant agreement.
Second.
Question.
All those in favor?
aye,
Right.
Any opposed? Thank you, that's exciting. So next up is the Business Relief Grant Program. Paul?
So this is the portion of it that we just talked about and approved in the budget. This is a $200,000 budget item out of the Corona-19 CARES Act funding. This will go to eligible businesses that apply for a grant. The maximum award for the grant is $3,500. That's based on an average of what we saw for rental rates, which would give most of the businesses, small businesses downtown and in Arlington, likely a 2-month of rental relief, or and then on the high end, some of them maybe only a month. I think we went through at the workshop the application and the scoring sheet, and this grant, like we spoke just a minute ago, is all put together and ready to go out live at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning if council chooses to approve it.
Any questions or comments for Paul on this?
Nope, I think it's great.
no, I don't have any either.
Okay, then I'd like to move. Let me get a little lower on the page here. I move to approve the Arlington Business Rent Relief Grant Program pending funding.
Second.
Question?
All those in favor?
Aye,
Any opposed? All right, thank you. It passes unanimously. Our third item this evening is the contract with FCS Group for the EMS fee study. Your background looks much changed from this afternoon, Chief.
Yes, given the early departure from the first meeting, I came home. Good afternoon, Council, Madam Mayor. 2 things before you tonight. The first is an update to our EMS contract partner rates. for Fire District 21, Arlington Rural, Fire District 19, Savannah, and Fire District 25, Oso. So in our current contracts, it outlines that in 2020, we will do a fee study to update the rate for 2021. So we got a proposal from the SCS group who did the original cost study, and the rate comes in between $15,000 and $20,000. And the difference is really if we want to have them update the ambulance utility fee piece of it also, just for council knowledge. So I can work with Paul on that, but be a maximum of $20,000. And they've already been sent all the information on this to start the update. So any questions I can answer?
Yes, I have one. And I was going to ask it this afternoon. So how do these fire districts fit in with the RFA?
So
Since
they've
it's
all,
EMS.
yeah, great question, Jen. They've all been notified that we are in the midst of discussions with North County. And so they've been notified that we're in discussions with North County to potentially move into the RFA, and those contracts will roll into the RFA, and North County will honor those until their expiration.
So when you say expiration, so in 2022, when the contract's over, and if we go with an RFA, if our citizens vote that way, what happens with these districts?
They would be renegotiated. The intent would be that they would continue.
Oh, still with us. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. That's what I wanted to know.
No intent to discontinue service.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
No other questions? Okay, well then I move to approve the contract with FCS Group and authorize the mayor to sign the contract pending final review by our city attorney.
Second.
Question?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That also passes unanimously. The next item is the contract with Marysville Regional Fire Authority for Battalion Chief Services.
Okay, good evening and thank you. Our current contract with Marysville for the Battalion Chief Services expires at the end of June. And so this is just a renewal of that contract. This is the contract that's expiring here later this month was the first time we've done this. So it was a 1-year trial and it's worked out well. And we just pay them based on the amount of time that they provide us. They bill us quarterly based on an hourly rate. We originally budgeted $20,000 in 2019 and 2020. It's coming in way under that. I anticipate 2020 to come in just under $10,000. So it's coming in way under what we estimated. And this new contract will be for 18 months, which is kind of targeted to coincide with if there's a positive outcome in the RFA discussions, it'll coincide with the beginning of the RFA. So it would run through December of 2021. Any questions I can answer?
Okay. I move to approve the renewal of the contract for Battalion Chief Services with Marysville RFA and authorize the mayor to sign the agreement subject to final review by our city attorney.
Second. Question?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Any opposed? Good work, Chief. Passes unanimously. So our final item this evening is the bond ordinance to fund the new fire station 48. Kristen.
Good evening, Madam Mayor, members of council. Last Monday, we reviewed the several parameters of the bond ordinance, which if approved, the ordinance would authorize the issuance of bonds to pay for construction of a new fire station. There was discussion last week about having some flexibility on what the money can be used for in the event the fire station bids come in favorable. So the ordinance before you tonight has been updated to allow the bonds to be used for construction of a new fire station, for money towards a police impound facility and or maintenance and operations facility. No other parameters that we discussed last night in the bond ordinance have been changed. The only thing that was changed was adding those two other elements of what the money can be used for. So is there any questions I can answer?
No, I think that's great that you were able to do that and make better use of the money. So thank you.
Okay. I move to approve the ordinance to issue long-term general obligation bonds for the construction of a new fire station, police impound facility, and a maintenance and operations facility in an amount not to exceed $5,500,000 and authorize the mayor to sign the ordinance.
Second.
Question?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes unanimously. Seems like it's been a long time coming. Do we have any comments from council members this evening?
Lots of webinars.
I would like to say a lot is going on right now in the community, and I appreciate all of those of you I've been able to talk to and reach out to, and that have been quick to reply to me for citizen requests. And I just want to say to all you guys that I want you to be safe, and I hope that we can continue discussions on how to show that we love the diversity in our city when the climate is a little less violent.
Thank you, Jessica. I agree.
Yep.
Important discussion.
Yes.
You're
I
here.
kind of wanted to say thank you for a good retreat this afternoon. That was very productive and positive, and it was nice to see everybody kind of coming together with the same vision.
Great. You guys did a really great job of studying your packets before that.
Yeah, absolutely.
A lot of information.
Mhm.
I want to thank the staff for getting it out to you in print last
Oh,
week.
yeah.
Yeah,
Hand delivering it to our doors.
I know I text Wendy and said it was lovely to see her on my cam on my doorbell. She was dropping it off. Got to see her.
Great. Paul, do you have any administrative report this evening?
Not this evening. I think I probably talked enough today.
Again, and I'll just reiterate, I'm very excited that Snohomish County put forth a request to move into phase 2 of variance. And I hope that the governor's office has the time and space to react on it quickly.
Barb, how long do you think that will take?
It's typically taken about 2 days.
Hmm.
You know, although I will acknowledge there's a lot going on in our state, you know, that is competing for the attention of the COVID-19. But I feel like everybody's really serious about addressing the economy and getting people back to work and into their businesses. So my optimistic self says I hope to hear by Wednesday.
Okay.
Have we heard of him approving any other variances yet?
He approved one this morning. They announced one for Kittitas County.
Okay.
This morning. So. And I think there's 9 other counties, rural counties, that have been approved. But the guidance that came out on Friday said we had to have 25 or less cases a day over a 14-day period of time. And in Snohomish County for the last 14 days, we're at 18 cases a day. So we're under that threshold. And now there will be a responsibility on all of us and our businesses to continue making sure we're doing everything we possibly can to keep a resurgence and keep our community safe. I have high compliments for the city of Arlington that we've only had 128 positive cases. That means a lot of people were doing their part to social distance and to keep from spreading the virus. So hopefully that continues and we just keep moving through our phases till we're back fully reopened.
One quick question, Barb. What day does the masks, are they being mailed?
They should be being mailed on Wednesday.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Really timely because phase 2, some of the new guidance that came out is going to require people who go into businesses to do business indoors to wear a mask. So I hope that really helps people feel comfortable to go back into our businesses again.
Yes.
Does anybody have anything else?
Okay. I move to adjourn.
Second.
Question?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned. Go enjoy a beautiful evening.
Yes.
Good night.